Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Cardiff City World. This is your Hull City versus Cardiff City from the Cardiff City Stadium last night review. I've got loads and loads of stuff on today, so we're going to do a couple of quicker videos. So we're going to have this one just looking at the game generally, breakdown bit, and then we'll have the player ratings as well, dropping quite soon after it. So yeah, look, ultimately, all that matters is 3 points. 3 points that's all that mattered. It didn't matter how we got it. It didn't matter, like, if it was this incredible win. It was just get a win versus Hull. By hook or crook is what I said in the preview. Exactly what it was. We just had to find a way. And look, it wasn't great, particularly the first half. But also, I will say, because certain people don't want to give Omar Rhys credit. Omar Rhys did a real clever thing last night, first and foremost, in that he set Cardiff City up, maybe by a little bit by default, but he set us up like an away team. He let Hull have the ball. And the reason for that is Hull City at home have struggled to break teams down, have struggled to score and struggled to create chances. They had 4 shots on goal. That was by design, because we had a patched up side, etc. But it was also by design. Hull have picked up some big results recently away from home. So we let them have the ball in the first half. Now, could we have been more clinical and more efficient with the ball when we did get it in the transition? Yeah, absolutely. And it was interesting, like, when we did move the ball quickly, when we did do it off 1 or 2 touches in the final third, we got in behind them and we cut through them quite easily. I was a bit disappointed with Hull. But I think Omar Rhys deserves so much credit for being brave and letting them have the ball and setting up a bit like the away team in that first half, letting them struggle to break us down. You know, they had a lot of the ball. They did nothing with it in the first half. Never looked like scoring. And I thought that was clever. Like, is it my perfect way? Is it ideal? No, it's probably not what I want to see long term, but needs must. We had to win a full game of football yesterday, and he found a way, and he did it by letting them have the ball, setting up very compact, very difficult to play through. We talked about in the preview how Hull play this like 4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2. They play a very centralised team, and then the fullbacks provide the width. Now, couple of times what they were doing, I think it was Lincoln was being very clever. He was sneaking in behind Manswerk and Chambers and in front of Fish and NG in the first half, and he was just finding little pockets of space, but that was closed pretty quickly. Midfield dropped a couple of yards back, defence pushed a yard or 2 up, and I just thought it's such a mismatch. And just, you know what, right, it's not just the fact that you had a winger at left back, a full-back at centre-back, a young centre-back, and a midfielder at right back. You also then had Callum Chambers and Callum Robinson coming back into the side, both not fully fit. Both were being spoken to by the staff throughout, asking if they're okay, you know, if they get another 5 minutes in them, etc. And then you look at the bench, and yes, you had Bagan, yes, you had Robertson back in. Neither of them were fit either. Alex Robertson looked like really like he was way off fitness. 10 minutes in, he looked like he was blowing, but it's to be understood, you know, he hasn't played for a few weeks. Joel Bagan, I'm not sure whether or not, like, I think they just tried to get a game between him and Chambers, basically. Neither one's fit. Isaac Davis is still finding his way back to fitness. So it was a tricky one. It was just about winning. Defensively, I thought we did all right. I think ultimately we need to move the ball quicker if we're going to win football matches week in, week out. Because when we do move the ball quick, we do look dangerous. I thought Keane Ashford was excellent. Looks better on the right, but when he has that space in front of him to drive into, he's really improved his final ball and his decision making in recent weeks. Since that Millwall game where he had a bit of a nightmare off the bench with his final pass, he's been excellent. and he does a good job defensively. Callum O'Dowda was excellent. I thought NG and Fish were just colossal, just winning ball after ball, headers, blocks, a lot. Like Will Fish, as I've said before, is old school, but like I thought Perry NG probably had his best game of the season last night. Will Fish made 13 clearances, which is quite insane, really. Perry NG, the same 13 clearances. Shows how much they were just putting their body on the line and getting in front of stuff. Excuse me, sorry. Just looking at, yeah, Perry, Will Fish, 13 clearances. He had 2 interceptions and a block shot. Just crazy. 13 from Perry, 1 block shot, 2 interceptions. Aerial duels, ground duels by both. 1. I thought Rinomoto, I think Reno's looking a little bit tired at the moment. But we haven't got a great deal of choices. Hopefully, if Darlin's back, maybe you can push Perry NG out to right back and give Rinomoto a bit of a break. But then I say that he won 7 out of 12 ground duels, so he wasn't that bad. He just a couple of times heavy touches, just like little bits of concentration. Maybe that to me is a sign of tiredness. I thought Callum Robinson looked dangerous, picked up some dangerous positions, but his final sort of shot or touch wasn't quite at it. And then second half, he hits a peach of a volley, takes a very, very slight deflection, but look, what a finish. Yusuf Salic was good as well. And I think you got to just build on it. Like yesterday was just a game of just win. But even in that game where we were very ponderous and very slow in possession, we still saw glimpses of what Omar Rhys wants to do. There was a point in the first half where Will Fish had the ball and Chris Willock was in space right on the touchline. I think it might have been Rinomoto actually, and then Willock was a bit further up. And Fish decided to go back to NG and kind of retain possession. And as soon as the ball went out, Omar Rhys told Will Fish, fizz it out to the winger and let's go. So it's clear that Omar Rhys wants to play with width. He wants to play with a bit of directness, and you can see sometimes he gets a bit frustrated at how slow we move the ball. But I think yesterday was by design to frustrate Hull City, to make them play like a home team, and they struggled with it. They did create a couple of chances in the second half. I do feel, and I said this Saturday as well, is like we're not a team, I don't think, when we get a goal should be inviting, like just sitting in and inviting pressure. I think we need to try and get that second goal because we do have those defensive lapses, but we didn't last night. We did get away with the one chance Hull probably should score. They had a couple of good chances, but I mean, from when we scored through to full time, really, Hull had a lot of possession, putting balls in the box. And you needed a big shift from your back four, your midfielders. Callum Chambers has been a bit of a revelation in midfield, if we're honest, and that's good. But it was just winning. It was just winning. And, for those of you who are going to complain about style of play and all this, you have to be able to dig in. I want to see the same thing against Burnley in a couple of weeks. If we go to Burnley and try and press them high and go all out attack, they're going to pick us off and they're going to beat us comfortably. We have to go there with a game plan. We have to be compact. We have to sit in, make ourselves difficult to play through. What we do need to do better is make sure that when we do win the ball back, when we do get the interception, when we do win the tackle, that's when that ball is good. That's when that ball is quick and you've got those runners in behind. I was a little bit disappointed with Hull. I thought they'd be better than what they were. But then I guess there's 2 teams at the bottom of the table struggling to consistently find their best football. I believe the more I watch Omar Rhys and Cardiff, the more I'm convinced, or the more I'm leaning towards him being the right guy to take the club forward. I've said before, I like how adaptive he is. But I think there's been a few games since Christmas that he's shown some real tactical acumen, not just as simple as changing a shape or changing a formation. Like, that was quite a clever... It seems so simple in hindsight, but it was quite clever, and it was brave to do that at home because, you know, me included, saying start fast, put them under pressure, you know, get the crowd up. But we almost did the opposite to that. We fought for everything, and we fought for every ball, but we sat in and we allowed them to just play their game, let them have possession, and then close them in and around the box, try and stop the crosses, the shots, etc. And by and large, it worked. They had 4 shots on goal in the whole game. That is good football. And I think Omar Rhys outcoached Ruben Sellers. People won't like it because people seemingly have a bit of an agenda against Omar Rhys for whatever reason. In my opinion, and for me, I'm a Cardiff City fan. I want Cardiff City to win football matches. I want Cardiff City to be successful. And I'll call it as I see it. Against Leeds, it was disgracefully bad. Last night was not good, but there was a plan. And I can get on board with that plan because it won you 3 points. Now, if Hull win 2-1 with 2 late goals, then you question, should we have gone for the second goal? Should we have been a bit more aggressive at home? Of course you do. But the point was to win 3 points. We got 3 points. We scored a goal, and we stuck to the plan of making them break us down. Like I said, not my preferred way of playing, but sometimes needs must. And yesterday was needs must. I saw loads of people, even Jason Perry on the radio, saying, oh, he's made 6 changes. Like, most of those changes are enforced. Will Alves is injured. Aaron Ramsey is having a rest, rightly earned. Joe Rawls is injured. Who else is there? Darland, injured. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what do people expect him to do? He's already playing with 2 players in the starting 11 who are not fully fit. And a couple more on the bench who are not fully fit. But we're going to criticise him for making changes. He's patched up a squad, patched up a team, patched up a back 4 with a mismatch of players and positions, and then gone and got 3 points as well. What more do people want? It's not about pretty football at this stage of the season. It's about winning games. This was a must-win game. If we had lost last night, that was absolutely like we were right in up shit creek. And if we had lost last night, I think that would have been the first time where I would have been like, right, we're in a bit of trouble now. Whereas up until now, I've kind of said I think there'll be 3 worse teams than us, and I think we've got a good enough squad to go and win some football matches, and I still believe that. I believe we've got a good enough. If we can get a few players back, I think we've got a good enough team to go and get a point at Burnley at least. We have to believe. Yes, you need a game plan, you need a tactical plan, and the players have to implement that and stick to it. Last night, the players stuck to the plan and implemented it pretty well. What I need to see us do more is be a bit more clinical and move the ball a little bit quicker after we get that transition, after we get that interception or that block. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts on the game. Apologies, it's not a full show, but I will make up for that by giving you a player ratings video in a bit, and also I should have my vlog from yesterday, which is not massively exciting, but it's just thought I'd do one because I don't normally do them. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the game. Am I being too positive, you know? But I thought a game plan which worked got us 3 points in a mismatched, plugged up team. What more do you want? Like, what more could he do ultimately? But you let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you in a bit.